YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Reggie with the light. Welcome to another episode of Narrowminded, where I come and bring you out of the darkness into the light. Now, today I'm going to bring you into the light about this new $1.2 trillion infrastructure economic agenda bill that President Biden just signed into law today, November the 15th, 2021. Okay, so this bill is supposed to improve United States of America infrastructure, which the engineers gave it a letter grade of C as it currently stands. And so, the elites decided what to do with your money that you go to work hard for every single day. They decided to spend $1.2 trillion on this infrastructure bill, right? Now, me being a black man, I just find it funny that they always come up with this money that we don't have, right? We're in debt this and we're in debt that. Inflation. They can always come up with this money, even during a pandemic. Even during a pandemic when people are losing their jobs and this and that. But they can never find a way to reimburse my people for what our people have done for America. They can never find a way to give black people, black Americans, their reparations. For some reason, they could come up with, 9/11, they came up with the bailout, they just, every time it's a crisis, they come up with all this money. But they can never find a way to pay my people back for pretty much building America, the United States of America. That just blows my mind. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about pretty much everybody is a slave now. Everybody is a slave now. You know how much inflation this is going to cause. You know how hard you're going to have to work. People are going to have to get 2 to 3 jobs in order to even pay this money back. Okay? It's already hard right now. It's difficult for people to survive right now. People are already in debt now. Imagine $1.2 trillion pumped into the economy. That's just inflation. So that's why your gas is still high, even though it's getting colder. People are traveling less. Your gas is still high. That's why groceries are so high. Like, this is ridiculous, people. This is ridiculous, and pretty much everybody is a slave now. So, the elites, the people that, we allow to tell us what to do, run our lives. Even we're grown adults, just like they are. We act like we don't know what's best for us. But for some reason, we give all our money to them to continue to work for them so they can have our money and continue to use the natural resources as they see fit. See, money doesn't really mean anything. Money is useless. It's not even about money. It's about natural resources. See what the elite has done. They have figured out a way to monopolize the natural resources, and they created money in order to get us to cultivate those natural resources, right? So if you cultivate these natural resources for me, I will pay you this amount of money for doing that, while they control all the natural resources. See, and the reason why they're going to continue to put us in slavery is because we have given them too much power. It doesn't matter how much money you make if you have to work so hard just to get enough money to feed your family. It doesn't matter how much money you make if they can raise the price on food, if they can raise the price on gas, if they can raise the price on all the natural resources that you need, water, milk, eggs. Well, I don't eat that stuff, but vegetables, whatever it is, whatever you need. They can raise the price on it because they control the natural resources. So it doesn't matter how much money you make. Money is nothing. And that's why God tells us, do not ever place money in me as an equal, because I am God. I am the one who gave you the natural resources. I am the one who made the natural resources. Money is nothing. You cannot eat money, but you can eat off an apple tree, but you can eat off a plum tree. You can eat, fruits and vegetables that grow from the earth, but you cannot eat money. Money is useless if you don't control the natural resources. And that's what we have to get to understand. We have to get our power back, or we're going to continue to go through this cycle and these circles and we're a hamster running on the wheel. We're just running on the wheel. They're giving us money and controlling the natural resources, sprinkling a little bit of what we need at a time, but we have to work so hard just to get what we need. So it's like we're in deep slavery, people, and we have to wake up. We have to snap out of it. Now, where there's problems, there's always solutions. Okay? The solution to this is, they say that this is an infrastructure bill. $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, right? So, if you are someone who has a career in infrastructure, like if you are an engineer, or if you are in construction, or if you drive dump trucks and things like that, then this is going to be great for you. You can really feed your family in these next 20 years because it's $1.2 trillion. But I'm going to break down, I'm going to read a little bit what they're going to spend this money on, okay? It says, President Joe Biden signed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill into law Monday, finalizing a key part of his economic agenda. It will deliver $550 billion of new federal investments in America's infrastructure over 5 years, touching everything from bridges and roads to the nation's broadband, water, and energy systems. Experts say the money is sorely needed to ensure safe travel, as well as the efficient transport of goods and produce. It says experts say the money is sorely needed to ensure safe travel, as well as the efficient transport of goods and produce across the country. The nation's infrastructure system earned a C score from the American Society of Civil Engineers earlier this year. Democrats claim the legislation pays for itself through a multitude of measures and without raising taxes, but the Congressional Budget Office brushed aside several of those pay-for provisions, ultimately finding the package would add $256 billion to the deficit over the next 10 years. It's significantly smaller than the $2.25 trillion proposal that Biden unveiled in March, known as American Jobs Plan. Here's what's in the infrastructure package. Funding for roads and bridges. The legislation calls for investing $110 billion for roads, bridges, and major infrastructure projects. So if you have a job that has to deal with building roads and bridges and things like that, you can really come up during this time. What else? What else they say is gonna do? Money for transit and rails. The package provides $39 billion to modernize public transit, according to the text. Okay, so if you have a job, building transits and railroads, like you can come up. You know what I'm saying? In these next 10 to 20 years. Broadband upgrade. The legislature provides a $65 billion investment in improving the nation's broadband infrastructure. This is how they're going to pay for this new Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse. Where they're gonna hook you up to that to the new Matrix, right? This is how they're gonna pay for the metaverse. They're gonna upgrade airports, ports, and waterways. They're gonna donate $17 billion to doing that. Electric vehicles. The legislation will provide $7.5 billion to zero and low emission buses and ferries. Okay. Improving power and water systems. So if you're an electrical engineer, this is gonna be good for you. Environmental remediation. The package provides $21 billion to clean up Superfund and brownfield sites, reclaim abandoned mine land, and cap orphaned gas wells, according to the White House. Okay, so that's pretty much a breakdown of how they're going to spend this money. The thing is, they're talking about they're going to help, with climate change. I don't understand how you're going to help with climate change. The more concrete that you put down, the more metal that you put down, the more infrastructure that you build, it's going to make the climate even worse because you're tearing down the trees. You're tearing down the natural ecosystem that God placed here in the first place. That's why we're having this climate change. It's we need the trees. We need the natural ecosystem. And the more infrastructure they build, the more apartment buildings that they build, the more metal railroads, trains, and bus lines and all of this city, instead of building trees and letting people live in rural areas. This is going to cause climate change. It's going to get hotter because there's no trees. It's going to be less oxygen on the earth because there's no trees. Animals are going to die because their habitat is being taken away. Which is when animals die, it's going to affect another chain in the ecosystem, which is going to affect another chain in the ecosystem, and that's where we get destruction from. But, I'm just trying to, give y'all a heads up of what's going on. We have allowed these people to pretty much trick us into believing that money is that's what we need, but money is nothing. Natural resources is what we need. And as long as they are able to monopolize natural resources, we will always be slaves. Who created the natural resources? God, the Most High. He's the one who created the natural resources. So why should we bust our ass, go to work, working 2 to 3 jobs, not even being able to live life, spend time with our children, have fun? We're not going to be able to do it. We're going to be paying for stuff that we get for free, pretty much. We're going to be paying for them to destroy this world. But anyway, man, it's your boy Reggie with the light. If you like this episode, press the like button, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy Reggie with the light, and I'm out.